A warm welcome to Hope TV Newswatch. He's welcoming you to news, views, and interviews that made headlines throughout the day. My name is Mellisa Oduor. On the sign language is Boniface Muredi. Newswatch begins now. President William Ruto has pledged his government's support for the Committee on the Implementation of the 10-Point Agenda and the National Dialogue Committee report, COIN 10, to fully deliver on its mandate. Speaking during a meeting at State House with the committee led by Senator Agnes Zani, where he received a briefing and progress update, the president said the process is designed to unite Kenyans through inclusive national dialogue and restore trust in public institutions by fostering transparency and accountability. He said this will translate consensus into practical reforms that strengthen democracy, improve daily life, and create opportunities for all. The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, KUSO, has maintained that it will not suspend the ongoing strike until the government resolves its long-standing grievances, which include better employment terms, stalled promotions, and the full implementation of previously agreed upon return-to-work agreements. At the same time, the Ministry of Health has appealed to clinical officers to return to their duties, noting that talks are still underway and emphasizing that the welfare of patients remains a top priority. Dolly Muregi reports.
The standoff between the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers and the government shows no sign of easing following a press briefing held earlier today by the union officials. Addressing the media, the union leadership accused both national and county governments of failing to honor previous agreements, forcing clinical officers to down their tools.
As a clinical officer, we have the national issues and we have the county-based issues. The national issues, as the chair have mentioned, we have a CBA that we have been negotiating for 8 good years. A clear demonstration of an unwilling, a hostile employer. We have also the issues of the UHC, 6 years, without any way forward. We have the Global Fund people, 16 good years on contract. Now that the Global Fund left, there was an agreement to move them to P&P and pay them. They have been working for 19 months without pay. It's quite a shame. And the employer continue actually sitting in office, putting these people on a duty roster to continue working.
The strike has affected public hospitals and health centers in multiple counties, with patients either turned away or forced to seek costly private healthcare services. Union officials dismissed claims that they are endangering lives, instead placing the blame on government authorities for what they termed as lack of commitment to healthcare workers.
Last week, we were in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, and to our surprise, we were having patients from Nairobi, the ones who should have been admitted at our level 5 hospitals here and also at KNH, being flown all the way or being taken all the way to MTRH because Nairobi facilities are not working. KNH is overwhelmed because of the numbers coming from here. Now they are having to go to MTRH. But we are not seeing the leadership taking the necessary steps that they ought to take to ensure that they take remedial measures to end this strike by health workers.
The union is now calling for urgent dialogue, warning that the situation could worsen if no concrete action is taken in the coming days. And according to the union, they remain open to talks, but only if the government comes to the table with clear timelines and written commitments. For now, clinical officers say they'll maintain the strike as they await a response from authorities.
So we are saying, for the national government, we need a CBA signed by both the Ministry of Health with a harmonized risk allowance for clinical officer and the council governors. Then it can allow us a latitude at least to go back to work. We want UHC staff to be given their letters confirming them to permanent and pensionable terms. That is the list that we want about the UHC. But also the Global Fund people, we want them to be treated equally like their counterpart in the Ministry of Health. Let them be paid in arrears. Let them be provided with medical cover. Let them be put on permanent and...
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has urged clinical officers to resume work, saying communications are ongoing and that patients' welfare remain a top priority. The impact of the strike continues to be felt most by ordinary Kenyans who rely on public healthcare facilities. Dolly Murukimbuvi for Hope TV.
Thank you, Dolly, for that report. Now, Kitutu Chache Member of Parliament Anthony Kibagendi was this morning arraigned in a Narok court over the November assault and damage to property at Java House in Kisii town. Kibagendi was dramatically arrested yesterday in Nairobi and taken to Keroka police station where he spent the night. He was arraigned at the Narok Law Courts to face 2 charges of assault, causing bodily harm on one Enoch Omariba Moriasi, and malicious damage to property at the restaurant on the 27th of November. Appearing before Senior Resident Magistrate Esther Mwikali, the MP pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was released on a bond of 200,000 shillings with similar surety or a cash bail of 100,000 shillings. His lawyers have, however, accused the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions of playing politics with the judicial system in the case, saying the defendant had already withdrawn the case. Shortly afterwards, Kibagendi addressed his supporters and accused the government of being behind his woes.
Wetu mulitutuma Nairobi tuende kumaliza kitu inaitwa NHIF tulete SHA. Mulitutuma tuende kuua NHIF tulete SHA. Hiyo SHA ambayo walileta, it is a conduit. Hapo ndio hao watu wa serikali kupitia watu wa State House na mtu anaitwa Duale, hapo ndio wanatuibia pesa yetu ya SHA. Na pale kwa SHA, hivi leo kama mmeona list ambayo nilikuwa naenda kutoa, list ya watu ambao wameandikwa 47 employees kwa SHA. Imagine watu kutoka kabila moja, watu kutoka North Eastern, wameandikwa karibu watu 15. Hiyo mtakubali kweli? Mimi ningependa kuambia hivi, hata hizi nyumba ambazo William Ruto anasema amejenga, hizo nyumba ni wangapi wetu hapo wamepewa nyumba?
And a cloud of uncertainty still reigns over Mukuru Kwanjenga informal settlement as residents and businesses affected by the Tuesday demolitions try to start afresh. A section of the victims has decried the fact that no progress has been made to improve the road that occasioned the demolitions amid previous demolition attempts. They are now pleading with the government to resolve the long-standing threat to their livelihoods and help them rebuild their businesses.
Mukuru Kwanjenga area is still reeling from the Tuesday demolitions. Businesses are in ruins, with the owners still in shock over what transpired yesterday. While a few have tried to salvage what remains of their demolished shops, majority have expressed frustrations from the losses they have incurred.
Kweli tumehusunika sana. Kutoka jana hakuna magari zimeenda Kisii, hakuna magari zimeenda kila mahali za Kenya. Kwa sababu gani? Tulibomolewa ofisi yangu. Ofisi yangu ilikuwa mahali hapa, tukabomolewa. So tunashindwa serikali nini inatufanyia. Sisi tunaomba tu serikali kama kuna uwezo tukue compensated in any way ili hata sisi tupate mahali pa kukula na mahali pa kuishi.
Hata kama hao watu hawaja tusafa hata court order, na kama ingekuwa na court order haiwezi kuwa ina complyiwa kutoka 6 am, inafaa kuwa 6 am to 6 pm. Lakini hii imekuwa yani mtu anakuja by at 1 am. Sasa hiyo time hata si wakati ya kwamba mtu anaweza fanya shughuli za halali. Ilikuwa shughuli ya haramu, ilikuwa.
Meanwhile, the status of the construction works for the road remain in question as the residents complained that the expansion had not started.
Hii barabara ya Catherine Ndereba, watu wengi wa cartels ndio wameleta hii story ya Catherine Ndereba. Haiko kwa plan ya government na haiko kwa plan.
Ni barabara, tukauliza barabara tulikata. Barabara ilikuwa hapa zamani. Sasa tukaambiwa tukate, tukarudisha nyuma. Sasa mara ya pili tena kukuja tunaambiwa tena inasonga nyuma tena. Sasa tukakuwa tunauliza kwani barabara ni expressway ama ni Thika Road inakuja hapa. Wakasema hapana, ni barabara ya kulink hapa na Lungalunga. Sasa ile kitu tunashindwa ni hata kama barabara inajengwa, sisi kama wakazi tuko na right.
Others claim that only businesses of the lower class were targeted during Tuesday demolitions, citing unfairness despite them sharing the same road.
Sasa sisi tunaona ya kwamba kuna bias kikubwa, hata watu wa serikali wakubwa wakuje waingililie katikati, wakuje waone ni wapi imebomolewa, ni kama wapi imewachiliwa, kwa sababu kuna manyumba ziliwachwa ziko ndani ya barabara, hata ziko ndani ya barabara, na zile mabati zilivunjwa ziko hata mbali na barabara. Sasa hiyo kitu inakuanga awkward.
Kama ni kwangu kunabomolewa, kama ni mabati yangu, bomoa hata hiyo nyingine iko kwa barabara. Hakuna mtu mkubwa kwa sheria Kenya. Sisi wote tunatoshana. Kama ni barabara inapita kwa maskini, inapita kwa matajiri. Hiyo ndio haki yetu.
Even as they struggle to resume normalcy, the government has been called upon to ensure the correct and humane eviction protocols are followed.
Unaona? So at least manze vitu project kama hizi zikikuja ni vizuri pia tunakuwa included kabla wanatuuliza, like tunatoa maoni, unaona? Si kitu tu unafanya juu nyinyi ni government. I believe we are the government.
So nilikuwa naomba serikali wakati imepanga inawapea watu notice, mtu anajipanga. Na hata kabla ya hiyo inastahili wakati wako na hiyo mpango wa kuja kutengeneza barabara, waangalie watu wenye wako chini wataweka biashara yao wapi. Juu walikuja na fujo sana. So naomba serikali nao iangalie watu wenye wako chini tafadhali.
As the dust settles here at Mukuru kwa Njenga, residents and businessmen who are affected are calling upon the government to involve them and to do public participation to avoid such damages in the future. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Jacob Ochiro.
That's Jacob Ochiro there with that report from Mukuru kwa Njenga informal settlement. Moving on, as the 2027 general elections draw closer, the United Democratic Alliance Party, UDA, has called on all aspirants intending to vie for various selective positions under the party ticket to begin registering from today. According to the party leadership, the registration process will be done on the UDA online portal. Meanwhile, the party has announced it shall conduct repeat elections in select polling centers across the 47 counties in March, following disputes that arose from the recently concluded grassroots elections and the Phase 2 grassroots elections that were conducted in June last year. Alice Dana tells us more.
With just 18 months remaining to the next general election, the United Democratic Alliance Party, UDA, has announced that it will open up its portal from today to enable all aspirants interested in vying for various positions in the forthcoming elections to start registering. Addressing the media in Nairobi,
the party leader,
UDA National Chairperson Cecily Mbarire said that an aspirants forum meeting shall be held on 4th February this year at State House, Nairobi.
In preparation for the 2027 general elections, the National Steering Committee has resolved to establish UDA Aspirants Forum. This is in response to the high demand for aspirants seeking to vie for various elective positions. To this end, the party shall open a portal for registration of aspirants today.
Following the rulings from the party's Electoral and Nomination Dispute Resolution Committee and the decision of the National Executive Committee concerning the recently concluded grassroots elections that were conducted across 42 counties, Phase 2 in June 2025 and Phase 3 in January 2026, UDA has announced that it will conduct repeat elections in select polling centers on the 7th of March and 28th of March this year.
Tukaamua katika polling centers kadhaa ndani ya taifa la Kenya, tutaweza katika hizo kaunti 42 tutarudia huo uchaguzi ili tuwapatie watu fursa ya pili kurekebisha pale kulipokuwa kumekosekana na kuweza kujadili yale malalamishi kupitia uamuzi wa National Elections Dispute and Nominations Dispute Resolution Committee. Pia tukasema kwa minajili ya uchaguzi huo tunaanza rasmi usajili wa wale ambao wanataka tena kutafuta viti katika hayo maeneo kadhaa ambayo yalikuwa yalijadiliwa katika uamuzi wa Elections and Nominations Dispute Resolution Committee.
At the same time, the ruling party shall hold a special National Governing Council NGC meeting on Monday 26th January this year at State House, Nairobi. The meeting, which will be chaired by party leader President William Ruto, will bring together all UDA elected leaders and nominated leaders.
The National Governing Council shall receive a scorecard on the progress of the implementation of the government manifesto, which is the plan, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Number 2, they will receive a report from the National Elections Board on the party grassroots elections.
The NGC is also expected to ratify UDA's National Executive Committee resolutions mandating party leader President William Ruto to begin structured talks with the ODM party.
We have listened to them as they engaged in their National Steering Committee meeting and the resolutions that they have passed as a party, and we welcome and accommodate what they have said. And that is why we mandated the party leader to constructively engage with them. And we want to take that decision now from NEC to the next party organ, which is the NGC. And we will be taking that to the NGC on Monday next week under the chairmanship of the President, State House on Monday.
Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Alice Diana there kicking off the political trail. Moving on, in the Orange camp, a fresh internal rebellion is brewing as a section of the ODM Youth League members has now demanded the immediate expulsion of two of the party's most vocal figures. Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and Embakasi East MP Babu Owino are being accused of sabotaging the party's new leadership under Dr. Oburu Oginga and undermining the broad-based government's pact with the ruling UDA party. Our reporter Vincent Kerosi with the latest from the ODM party.
A group of ODM youth led by activist Kasmuel Makure have come out guns blazing. Their targets, Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and the firebrand MP for Embakasi East, Babu Owino. The youth wing is now labeling Sifuna an absentee Secretary General, accusing him of neglecting party duties while the movement navigates a critical transition. Babu Owino is equally in the crosshairs. The youth claim his recent public assertions stating he's bigger than any political party are a direct affront to the authority of party leader Oburu Oginga. They now want both leaders shown the door.
This youth movement stands firmly behind Dr. Oburu Oginga. Any theatrics that are going to be brought by any politician, be it Babu Owino, I saw him the other day speaking, saying that the party should be handed over to him. He will tell us what mandate he holds because we are the delegates. Yeah. And we are telling him that if he thinks he's bigger than Daktari, he should go and form his party, as my comrade has said. Because he said he's bigger than any political party. We are saying, kama wewe ni mkubwa kuliko chama cha chungwa, go and form your own party.
Bwana Sifuna, if you are not ready to work with the government, ship out. Tutafute another young, energetic youth achukue hiyo position.
But Dr. Oburu has never at one point shown the interest of chasing any political leader from this party. But why is it that they cannot respect him? Why is it that they cannot give him time to lead us?
At the heart of the dispute is the ODM-UDA working pact. Unlike the rebel duo, these youth are firmly backing the broad-based government. They are urging the state to speed up the implementation of the 10-point agenda, a deal they say was paid for in blood during the June 2024 protests.
Anybody who wants to scuttle the broad-based arrangement, sisi tumesema tuko hapa, mtuonyeshe ni maandamano gani you guys went for, because you do not know how to form a government. It is us. Ni sisi tulienda maandamano last year. Hao watu wamekuwa kisema ni maandamano, watuonyeshe maandamano yao, what has it brought forth to the country.
For this youth, the 2027 general election roadmap is already clear, a formal alliance with UDA. They insist ODM must remain at the center of power, distancing themselves from any voices suggesting a return to the opposition.
But for us as the Orange Democratic Movement, we are firmly behind Dr. Oburu Oginga. Any decisions regarding negotiations, they will not be held by anybody else. Na mtu asituletee, mtu asitutishe.
We are going to a coalition with UDA to form the next government. Hatuwezi enda kwa Munyoro. Tumetoka na maandamano, hao vijana wameumia, wengine wamekufa.
As the 20-year-old party faces these growing internal cracks, the big question remains, will the party's disciplinary organ act on these demands, or is this the beginning of a formal split ahead of 2027?
Lead the ground. ODM!
Vincent Kerosi, Hope TV.
Still on the ODM trail, student leaders from colleges and universities in Kisumu County have announced that they will support President William Ruto's bid for a second term come 2027 general elections. Addressing the press in the county, the student leaders castigated the political push and pull by leaders from the Luo community. They have further voiced their support for calls by ODM party leader Dr. Oburu Oginga that the community must support and work with President William Ruto in a coalition arrangement, saying this was a sure way that development is realized in the region under Vision 2030.
Kazi endelee. That should rest the case. We support this position and equally endorse the resolution by the Central Management Committee of the party, allowing Dr. Oburu Oginga to begin pre-coalition talk, beginning with our partners in the broad-based arrangement, the UDA party. Comrades, power! Power! Despite this clear guidance from the party leadership, some self-appointed leaders continue to open debate on this matter and have come up with tired ideas like taking the people back to the protest to Tumekata. As the students and the youth, we are now forced to take a stand and be clear to our people and leaders on what we can do and what we shall not do. Going into the 2027, we are not available for street protest. We have vacated that space. Nobody should plan protest with us in mind.
Let's take a short break. We will be back with more news items. Don't go too far.
Get ready for an unforgettable worship experience. Every Sunday on Ultimate Worship. Where we bring you live music, powerful praise, and anointed gospel ministers and bands. Join us every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Everywhere I go, I see you right there. It's not just music, it's worship unleashed. It's ultimate worship.
You're too faithful to fail me.
Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
What if your pain had a purpose? What if your past was just a beginning of a greater story?
Gotten to another level because now I could not do anything without it, and now it became like a poison. I take it today, it grounds me for 3 more days.
If I had not read the Bible, when I read the Bible, it just confirmed all the more that I had an encounter with the Lord, because I told him, Lord, why have you come to me?
From the streets to the sanctuary, from the prison yard to the pulpit, real people are sharing the power of God's transforming love. No matter where you've been, God can rewrite your story.
So I got him, I just called, and by luck, he picked up the phone. I explained everything and what I was feeling.
Wow.
He started praying in tongues immediately over the phone, and that thing, whatever it was, it stopped.
Join me, Sharon Aitore Wanganye, for Testify every Thursday at 8 p.m. as we listen through the journey of hope, healing, and redemption through the voices of people just like you.
And when you're running away from God, there's only the far you can run.
Yeah.
I stand here as a witness that God catches up.
These aren't just stories, they are testimonies. Don't just watch. Testify.
We're back with more news items. Now, Machakos County Governor Wavinya Ndeti has continued to scale up healthcare reforms in the county by commissioning Level 4 hospital board members and health facility management committees today, while also strengthening digital health systems through a major ICT equipment boost. The county has received computers and tablets from the Center for International Health Education and Biosecurity, aimed at improving service delivery and enhancing digitized health information systems across all public health facilities. Glory Nkatha reports.
Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has presided over the commissioning of Level 4 hospital board members and health facility management committees during an event held in Machakos County. The move is part of the county's broader strategy of strengthening governance, accountability, and efficiency in public health facilities.
Today, we are not merely filling positions. We are fortifying the pillars of health system by commissioning the hospital management boards for our Level 4 facilities and the health facility management committees for our Level 3s and Level 2s in Machakos County. This ceremony is a testament to our unwavering resolve to ensure that healthcare institutions become a business where governance is as robust as the clinical care we provide.
The county also received ICT equipment from the Center of International Health Education and Biosecurity, CHEB, to support the digitalization of healthcare services. The donation includes 188 desktop computers, 99 laptops, and 328 tablets, which will be distributed across health facilities in the county. The equipment is expected to enhance efficiency, improve access to patient records, reduce waiting times, and enable healthcare workers to deliver faster and more accurate care.
We have computerized our hospital system, our revenue system, everywhere, even our offices. We are going technology. And because there is no coming back with technology.
The government emphasized that equipment will be distributed equitably to all healthcare facilities in Machakos County to ensure no community is left behind in matter healthcare facility advancement, and further assured partners that the devices will be treated as valuable public assets and deployed strategically to areas of greater need.
People go to our casualty, they think they're in Nairobi Hospital. And I've even had people write letters to me, thanking me of the services they have been able to get from our hospitals. We have decided to devolve health as a county government of Machakos, and we are moving to the wards.
The partnership between Machakos County and CHEB is expected to significantly improve patients' care by ensuring seamless integration in health data, improving accuracy in diagnosis and treatment, and strengthening overall healthcare services delivery. County officials say the commissioning of hospital boards alongside the digitalization drive marks a major milestone in transforming Machakos into a model county for quality and accessible healthcare. Reporting for Newswatch, my name is Glory Nkatha.
A great one there from Glory Nkatha in Machakos. And as the grade 10 admission period comes to an end today, several learners, including Victorine Chepchumba, are yet to report to their respective schools. Chepchumba, who is being raised by a single mother, opted to walk for over 70 kilometers from her home in Elgeyo Marakwet in an attempt to admit herself to the Segero National Adventist School in Uasin Gishu County. She was lucky to get a lift in a matatu on the way, which dropped her at the Eldoret Matatu stage. Chepchumba scored 44 marks and is still optimistic that she will be admitted. Locals in Eldoret have called on well-wishers to come to the rescue of the girl and enable her to pursue her dream of being a lawyer. Meanwhile, Mary Wanjeru, a mother to grade 1, grade 10 learner in Outspan, Uasin Gishu County, is also appealing for support to enable her child join the Samoei High School in Nandi County.
Penye nilipata hii barua nilifurahia na nikahisi vyema. Shida wazazi wangu hawakuwa wanajiweza, sasa nikaamua kutulia nyumbani mpaka nikasema wacha nipite mguu mimi niende peke yangu hadi shule. Hata walikuwa wanajitahidi kupata yenye hata naweza kula nikikuja. Wazazi wangu waliweza kusema tutakupea tu pesa ya chakula, we ujikaze uende kujitafutia, alafu uweze kutimiza ndoto. Juu hawako anaweza hata wakasema jitafutie, juu hata sisi wenyewe hata hatutafuti, hata hatuna pa kutoa hiyo pesa. Sasa akaniambia jitafutie uweze kupata, uweze kufaulu katika masomo yako ili utimize ndoto zako.
Nimemhurumia huyu mtoto. Nilikuwa nakuja asubuhi nikasikia kilio yake, amekuja na sanduku mzee, ile imekwisha, ndio hii sanduku ile imekwisha. Aliomba na akasema anaenda Segero kusoma kwa imani, so hiyo imani yake naomba mtu wa Kenya wamtimishie. Ni mtoto wa single mother na ametoka na mguu saa 9 usiku, amepewa hata lanji na wasamaria wema. Na waomba wa Kenya wenye wako na utu na huruma, kama kuna mtu wako na huruma Kenya hii, asaidie huyu mtoto atimise ndoto yake ya kukuwa lawyer. Naomba kwa huruma zake Mungu msaidie huyu mtoto akuwe lawyer. Hakuna haja mtoto kukaa Elgeyo Marakwet Chepsirei Keyo South, anakaa nyumbani na ni msichana, hakuna haja.
Indeed, we wish them the very best in their pursuit for education. And as the deadline for grade 10 placement exercise officially comes to an end today, the Bungoma County Kuppet Executive Secretary Augustine Lukatello has faulted the government's new placement system, saying it has left the country's new education system in turmoil. Speaking to the press in Bungoma Town, Lukatello said it is imperative for the government to urgently review the system as it has caused confusion and undue hardship to both parents and learners. Lukatello has dismissed assurances offered by Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos Ogamba that majority of learners have already transitioned to grade 10, saying the situation on the ground tells a different story. Lukatello noted that many learners, especially those from poor backgrounds, are still at home due to lack of school fees and challenges in transferring to the schools where they were posted. He has warned that unless the system is revised to address the realities facing vulnerable families, many learners risk dropping out of school altogether.
I want to say in Bungoma County, a good number of students have been admitted. But a bigger number again, up now they have not reported. With reason. The system you used for placements in grade 10, I think has been very much unfair. How can you pick a child from a local school in Bungoma County and you place him to another school, which is a day school in Lodwar or Trans Nzoia? Where do you expect this child to go and stay? So that system, I think, should change come next time to allow students from within the county, those who want to remain within that county, to be picked by the schools within that county. Otherwise, this placement and requesting the parents, if they want, in case they want to change, to go to the internet, when most of them did not have that knowledge. And even when you talk about it, again, we don't have money to buy those data. So that's why we are saying that placement is something the ministry should improve on and even use the old system that we are using during the 844 system.
A look at business news now. Migori Governor Ochilo Ayako has lauded the Kenya Airports Authority for refurbishing the county airstrip and constructing a modern terminal there, saying the airstrip will now function optimally. The governor says the modern works will enable visitors to visit Migori and who used to use the previous connection to Kisumu to now access the county directly. Speaking at the airstrip flanked by KAA officials, Governor Ayako thanked President William Ruto for approving the works to kick off the process and open up the airstrip that links the county to neighboring countries. He has also appealed for an extension of the airstrip runway to accommodate larger planes.
When I came to office in 2022, we had a runway without anything. It was just a runway. And we quickly sat down as an administration, being guided or driven by the need for Migori people and their guests. We couldn't continue flying into Migori through Kisumu. So I approached the chair and the board of Kenya Airports Authority, who agreed that Migori deserved to have an airstrip that is functional, and what was left was to put up a terminal. So what we did as an administration, with the consent and agreement of Kenya Airports Authority, was to put up the facilities you see there, that little terminal and the other supporting facilities, so that our people would connect to Nairobi. Our guests would also connect to Migori from Nairobi. To sincerely thank the President for agreeing with the Kenya Airports Authority that the people of Migori deserve to have a decent terminal, a decent airport. When you look at Migori, the potential of Migori, the location of Migori, it's ideal for linking Kenya, Tanzania, and other neighboring nations. So thank you very much, the board. Thank you very much, His Excellency, the President. What we now are requesting for, and I know you have plans for this, is extension of the runway. The runway that we have is a little shorter. It does not permit larger air vessels to fly, land in Migori, fly out of Migori, land in Migori, or leave Migori because of the length of the airstrip. So I know when this is completed, that request will be under active consideration.
To sports now, the World Cross Country Championships silver medalist Daniel Simiu Ebenyo is among more than 500 athletes set to compete during the penultimate leg of the second season of the Bingwa Fest at the Mumia Sports Complex for the Western Region edition of the competition this weekend. Teams across football, rugby, 3x3, basketball, and athletes across different race disciplines will be out to have a share of the over 17 million shillings prize pool up for grabs. Different action kicked off on Monday across different venues, while rugby and basketball are expected to start on Friday at the Bull Ring and Mumia Sports Complex, respectively. All team sports will then converge at the Mumia Sports Complex on Sunday for the final showdown. And the UEFA Champions League stage continues tonight with a packed schedule of matches across Europe. On match day 7, Galatasaray are hosting Atletico Madrid in a match that kicked off at 8:45 p.m. East African time, as Karabag are also facing Eintracht Frankfurt at the same time. From 11 p.m., Atalanta take on Athletic Club. Bayern Munich welcome Union Saint-Gilloise. Chelsea are at home to Pafos. Juventus host Benfica. Marseille face Liverpool. Newcastle United take on PSV Eindhoven. And Barcelona are away to Slavia Prague. Wonderful football club names there. Muredi is struggling to sign it up, but here's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for your company as we brought you news that made headlines today. On behalf of the team that made this possible, have a good night. My name is Mellisa Oduor.